Greetings, everyone. This is Morning Eggnog. My name is James. With me, as always, Caleb.
Good morning, everybody.
So we are sleep deprived per usual because silliness.
Absolutely.
And whatnot. And so get ready for an action-packed, exuberant, I don't think that's a good word, episode of Morning Eggnog. I didn't have anything too crazy to talk about other than, did you ever watch Sesame Street?
Yes, I used to watch Sesame Street. It's like the one channel. PBS was like the one channel that we had available.
And we were allowed, because we both had Amish TV, a.k.a. satellite TV, not antenna TV.
Yeah, antenna TV. Except you actually were cool and had the motor that would turn it.
True.
We had to adjust it by hand.
Go out there. I just imagine, like, it's windy out and raining. It's like, Caleb, go adjust the channel. And you go out there and you're like, do I have to, Father?
And climb up, risking your life to change the channel.
We need to see the Browns lose again.
Welcome to the 90s. And then we moved, and Dad put a pipe that with an antenna on top. Yep. So the way we adjusted it down below is we would take a pipe wrench and we would start to turn it. And we'd leave the door open so we could shout at each other from the basement.
Is it good? We had walkie-talkies because Mom had walkie-talkies.
Oh, that was smart. Yeah, we weren't that intelligent.
But it was always funny. Hello, is it in? No, we still can't see. What show did we even watch? We can't see
Dragon Tales.
No, we weren't allowed to watch Dragon Tales.
You weren't allowed to watch.
They had magic in it, Dad, Caleb. They wished upon a dragon scale.
I could have sworn you used to watch Dragon Tales.
I take that back. I think we were allowed to watch it once in a while, but we had to. Now I remember. We had to mute it when they did the spell.
Oh, the incantation. Incantation. Incantation.
The incantation.
Oh, that sounds about right.
So it was pretty. I mean, I don't know what the incantation is now.
I think it's Dragon Tales. That's just the song. I know. Did you see I sent it to you?
I think so a while ago.
No, I sent you a new one.
Oh,
it's a DJ that remixed it.
Oh, that's sweet.
So like he does like basically he's like 90s kids at weddings, and so he mixes in like Ninja Turtles.
That's a great idea.
So
that's a great idea.
So he takes like regular upbeat songs and then mixes them in with these different songs.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he dances like nobody's watching.
Well, obviously,
which is entertaining. I'll get out.
I don't know what other cartoons did you said Sesame Street.
So
then
okay, so he did that one.
Like I said, Sagwa. It was about a cat.
No, it wasn't any more like PBS ones. It was more mainstream.
Ah, gotcha.
I was trying to think of some. I can't. Of course, now I can't. None of them are coming up to my mind. But he would do different, like. Sorry about that. He would do different cartoons. Of different genres.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty fun.
Oh my! Back in the early 2000s, when Mom would go on a walk, and to get her steps in, and we would. It was so boring. It was only Teletubbies or Boo-Bah was on.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It was very disappointing. And then once Mom got back, then the cool shows were on. You know, like Dragon Tales and Maya and Miguel and the Electric Company.
Oh, the Electric Company! I kind of halfway remember that.
They have a beatbox guy. He was so cool too. 12-year-old James.
Yeah, I remember the original Thomas the Tank Engine.
We had a few cassette tapes of that.
Yeah, the original Thomas the Tank Engine, and also the Mr. Rogers when it was original, like when he was still alive. Like I remember when he died. I was walking and I heard it.
Oh, I remember too.
And it's like, oh no,
it was weird.
It was weird.
It's a weird time. Weird time, man.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you would never. He should just live forever.
Exactly. So we got, like, who? Mrs. White? I can't remember her name.
Who's Mrs. White?
She died. She's the queen of America.
Betty White.
Betty White. I see. That's the worst part. If you say Mr. Rogers, you get it. But if you say Mrs. White, no one even knows who Betty, unless you say Betty.
Yeah. If you said Mr. Rogers' first name and so-and-so Rogers, you'd be like,
you know, Fred.
Yeah, Fred Rogers. It even sounds like an old man.
Yeah, and he was wonderful. He taught me how to care for other people.
Oh, yes, and his fish. He taught me how to feed fish.
And he taught me how to take off one sweater and put on another sweater.
Yeah. And use
then change
creepy
your
voices
shoes for
when
no
you're
reason.
using stuffing.
Daniel Ugga Mugga, Daniel Tiger.
Like most of them were fine until he got to the lady, Miss.
Oh my gosh,
what's her
I don't
face?
remember her name either. But it was.
But it looked like her face was melting.
Oh my! I don't know, the trolley.
I wanted the trolley.
I'm like, yeah,
myself.
obviously, it'd be cool to have trains.
Yeah, that would. I
Like,
guess
little train tracks.
Yeah, we should do that in Evansport. We should just get $1 billion or $1 million grant
And do a trolley system.
and do a trolley system in Evansport that just basically goes up and down the main street. Ding,
I love
ding. Who wants to go to the bar or the post
They
office?
pay one guy like $75,000 just to go back and forth every day, all day long.
Ding ding, going to the gas station.
Ding ding, going to the bar. That's it. Those are the two things.
Yeah, the Fox Club, the bar, and I guess you can't go to church because we're still only going up and down the main street. So
Well, you can get off at the fire department.
there you go. Stop at the fire department.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, the reason I bring up all that is because recently there was a viral tweet by the very popular furry red friend to kids, Elmo. So, at first glance, it might have looked like a run-of-the-mill social media check-in. How's everybody doing? But the message came from Elmo, and Elmo is known on Sesame Street and beyond for his capacity to care. I just want to know the poor person who thought this was a good idea. And then this came in. So the response flooded in on X, the normal Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and Facebook, and conversations sparked on Reddit and elsewhere. People unburdened themselves, and Elmo took it all on. On Twitter alone, Elmo's question received 180 million views by midday Wednesday.
Holy cow.
Responses to Elmo on Friday and Monday differ wildly. One of Elmo's earliest check-in messages was posted on Threads, where Elmo asked last Friday how people were doing. Just on my way to buy some balsamic vinegar, came one popular response, to which Elmo responded, Elmo hopes it's yummy. A normal response that you would expect.
Oh my gosh, so people he's actually responding.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I'm doing okay. I hope you are too, said another commenter. And which Elmo replied, Elmo loves you.
Oh, I bet I know what happened. I bet they're using AI to respond.
That's an amazing idea.
I bet that's how they did. I bet it was a test. I bet
That's a great idea.
I would almost 100%, if he responded to a lot of these or almost all of them, I would say that it was AI that did
makes
that.
Sense. On other notes, wished everyone a happy Friday, but then the weekend was over, and when Elmo echoed his question on X and other platforms Monday, things took a turn. Not well, Elmo. They done raised rent and everything at this point. I'm coming to live with you in Sesame Street.
With the homeless people.
Someone told Elmo on the homeless people on Sesame Street. That dang Oscar stole my house.
I'm gonna go pick a can next to Oscar. We're just gonna be a couple of
Elmo's response, and this really makes sense. Elmo would love that. #neighbors. The Muppet responded.
Yep.
This sounds exactly like
it's AI.
Elmo, I'm having a rough time. Love you though. Weatherwoman1213 said on Instagram, Elmo hopes you are doing okay. Elmo loves you today and every day, he replied. That is, I don't even know why I didn't think of that. That is amazing. Oh my goodness. They spoke about it being tired and broke and unsure of how to improve things and feeling disconnected from others. And as user named Becky said from a massive response, people were trauma dumping so hard on Elmo, the official Sesame Street account had to tweet out mental health resources, adding, God help us.
That's amazing.
The fact that we are so broken as a society that Sesame Street is where you go for mental health issues means we are the most connected we are in the world, yet so disconnected.
So,
is Elmo a gifted therapist? In his responses this week, and let's be honest, in most moments since he was introduced in the 1980s, Elmo has shown he exemplifies three of the most important attributes of a therapist, as defined by an influential 20th century psychologist, Carl Rogers, the driving force behind person-centered therapy.
Yep, this was a complete AI test.
I think that's a great idea.
I think this is a company that approached them and said, "Hey, we will give you guys $1 million if you let us use Elmo."
I think that's a phenomenal idea.
Because think of this. They just got over like 1 million
This was
responses.
I mean, this has been a story for a while, but
Yeah.
I just thought it was fascinating how that, they got millions and millions of views and responses.
Absolutely. So there's all this stuff going towards that AI, and it's learning really, really quickly. It's actually Skynet. They just don't know
And
it
it's
yet.
really sad because it's just learning how depressed everybody is.
Skynet is actually Elmo. So, like, whenever you go to attack Skynet, it's Elmo. Ow! How dare you approach me? I can't do the Elmo voice, but that's basically what it'd be.
I would love you to be the Elmo. Be Elmo.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a picture of Elmo over.
Hey, kids, I'll be back. As you're being murdered by Elmo.
By Elmos. Mini. We are Legion. We are Elmo.
Oh, then they start broadening their searches into like Kermit the Frog and
Miss Piggy.
Big Bird. Could you imagine Big Bird coming out and that would be
12-foot tall mechanized bird
carrying a rail gun.
No, Elmo's on the back of him. It's a mech suit.
The Big Bird mech suit.
The Big Bird mech suit. That would honestly be terrifying in battle if the U.S. government developed that. They have exoskeletons. They just put it in Big Bird costumes.
Yeah, all I gotta do is just put grunts in costumes.
There we go.
It's not only to intimidate, but to eliminate.
So I know that we have the camouflage patterning, but hear me out. What if we dress them as popularized Muppets from the popular TV show Sesame Street? Yes, I know the people who are dressed in blue and red and yellow might get shot a little easier, but think of how scary that would be.
But you have body armor and also bigger guns. Because there's some videos of grunts in like the blow up T-Rex costumes, firing machine guns at the end.
It's just like shaking the inflatable all around.
Yeah, and the guy's like, "That's like the biggest diss." Being murdered by a guy in a T-Rex costume.
It's pretty wild to watch because I've seen some clips from like 2005, 2004, and the guys there just like, there's this guy that scared the crap out of us, but we're about to scare him a lot worse.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, military's different.
Built different.
So anyways, if you guys want to approach the AI that will someday take control of us all, Elmo's waiting.
Elmo is waiting. Or if you download the Microsoft Edge browser on your phone or, I sound like an ad, or desktop, there's a free AI built in. And I typed in, what do you think evil is?
Oh, I bet that was
It was just like black. I said, create an image of evil. And it was just red and black and white splatter marks on a. It looked like a Jackson Pollock.
I'm surprised they didn't just put white and male.
Ah, that is very true. Not the bear. That's a large debate, Caleb. You're not chronically on.
Oh, the man versus if you were in the woods.
Yes,
man
if you're in
versus
the woods.
bear. Yeah.
Has your wife commented on that?
No.
I mean, I agree. I would rather encounter a bear. I feel like they're a bit more predictable.
Not necessarily. They can flip a switch pretty quickly.
Probably.
Let's ask Joe Rogan should weigh in and see what Joe Rogan.
What do you
would
think, Joe?
Oh.
We have him here in studio.
In our minds.
He just comes out. He's just tall.
And could kick both of our butts at the same time.
Well, there's a great video. There's a comedian. Shane Gillis. Yeah, you seen it?
I've seen it. He taps him out multiple times.
He's got drunk enough that he's like, oh no, I can totally take it. I can totally take it. And then he just floors him.
Joe's
I need to learn some kind of self-defense because
at least some boxing,
something that
understanding.
would protect me.
It's probably I wonder how many men actually think about that. Like, oh, I should probably go learn, or because I think there's those guys, and then there's the guys that like
I can beat up anybody.
I think I could pretty much take on anybody.
I could totally beat up. Look at this. I can hit anybody in the face.
I wonder what the differential between delusion and those that want to learn is.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like people who've actually had adversity in their lives want to learn, and people who haven't had adversity in their lives think they can do anything, or people who just pick on smaller people.
I haven't had that much diversity in my life, and I'd like to learn.
Not diversity. Controversy?
You
haven't been in a fight, have you, Caleb?
Nope. Not really. I think I've been in one fight, and I put the kid in a headlock and didn't know what to do.
Exactly.
I just sat there. I'm like, I really don't want to hit him. I have control of the situation. I don't really know what to do next.
See, and that's the problem. You're bigger, and so you don't even have to try.
Yeah, well,
you're just like, hey, shut up, stop, hey, stop it.
Yeah, pretty much. So
the only fight I've ever been in was I was just wrestling with somebody, and then another time the same kid kept poking me physically. And it annoyed me, and so I hit him as hard as I could in the chest.
Ooh.
And he didn't breathe for a minute. It was pretty fun.
The solar plexus does amazing things when hit.
I was like,
I love the body's
don't
like,
touch me.
I know, I've forgotten how to breathe.
It is, well, my favorite spell, if you don't want to kill anybody, is manual breathing.
Yeah, there's a couple of go to you jerk.
Manual breathing.
Manual
heart pumping.
The instant Brazilian wax is one of my favorites.
Have you seen, I saw a video yesterday of a guy getting his facial hair waxed.
Oh, no.
And he didn't have a small amount of hair. Like, it had been like a week.
No.
And it looked horrific.
Oh, gosh. No.
I think that would make me cry.
Yeah.
Well, a
moment of silence for that man's face.
A moment of silence.
And we're all sitting here just thinking, like, oh, my gosh.
That would hurt so
awful.
bad. I've plucked some hairs out of my face.
Oh, or the nose.
Yeah, I did some plucking the other day, and I was in the mirror sobbing. I was like, all right, these are sticking out really low.
Oh, my gosh.
I had to get 3 of them between the two because they were just really long, and Olivia had even mentioned them. She's like, those hairs are getting a little long.
Yeah, they've got those little
fine
bullets you can stick up your nose, those little shredders.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to actually pull them.
But then they don't grow back.
They will. I was going to say, they still come back.
Eventually. Oh.
Oh, my gosh.
So.
That and eyebrow hairs.
Eyebrow hairs can be... No, eyelashes.
I don't have an issue with eyelashes.
I've had to pull a few. I had an eyelash that was pointing straight down.
Oh, okay.
And so I got tweezers and pulled it out. That was a weird feeling.
Yeah.
I think like a noise.
Well, yeah, because it pulled away from your eyeball, then slapped back, slapping your eyeball with your back of your eyelid.
Slapping your eyeball.
Oh gosh.
Honestly, I think I'm satisfied with this episode.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say with pulling your hairs.
I'm satisfied with pulling my hair out of my face with force.
With force.
Feels great. But anyways, make sure to check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. I just realized Google Play, that's part of my spiel, is going away. There's going to be no more Google Podcasts. I think it's just on YouTube Music now.
Oh.
Google is notorious with starting things and then ending them after a couple years.
Yeah, and I think they're just trials.
They're a big enough company that they probably just put they're like, all right, you 200 people, go work on this project for a few years. It's not panning out. All right, stop that. Go work on this project for a few years. That's what Apple's doing. They have a development for Apple Ring. It's a whole development company or a whole sub company within inside.
Really?
Apple. They're doing an Apple Ring, so it's going to have similar functionalities to testing your heartbeat and
watching your steps and doing all that, but now you don't have to worry about as many electronics being wet, so you can probably swim and do a bunch of different stuff.
Yep. Honestly, it'd be cool. I just don't wear anything, so
I don't like things on my fingers. I really don't.
I don't blame you.
That's why I got the tattoo.
Same.
Because I forget it's even there until somebody mentions it.
Oh yeah, cool tattoo. Again, it's the only tattoo at this current moment I'm planning on getting.
Yeah, I want to go back and get mine redone by the pro.
Yep.
Because I think I could get it. I think it could make it look really cool. But
I think you should do the whole finger. Just black out your whole finger.
That
it looks like it's dead.
Would look.
It's gonna fall off.
No. It was painful enough just doing the band.
I got one little line, and he's like, "It just feels like a bunch of bee sting." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really want bee sting my finger, but whatever."
Yeah, I mean, at first it's weird. It's like sometimes it doesn't hurt at all, and it's like, oh, this is fine, and then other times it's like, I might cry a little bit.
Yeah, especially when they hit the bone.
What?
Well, so there's not much meat on your finger.
Oh, I guess.
It's meat and then bone.
I don't think it goes deep enough to hit the bone, James.
It probably doesn't.
Unless they're not doing it quite correctly.
They have a really,
aggressive machine.
They do. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful morning, noon, or night.
See ya.